talking, and videoing myself is just a little bit too much. So I hope in this one I can be more myself and connect with you better. I've been a lifelong addict from the age of 10 years old. I was addicted to substances. I'm not going to name what they are because I don't want to encourage them in any way, shape, or form. Drugs and alcohol to numb what you're struggling with are never the answer. It never works. All it does is delay the inevitable collapse. I've recently started uploading videos and I'm pretty terrible at it at the moment, but I do plan on trying to improve. I want to make my videos a little bit more bearable to watch. I don't do social media as a rule. I actually think social media is one of the worst things that ever happen in society. It all become about portraying yourself in a certain way. And I know all about that. I spent my whole life trapped in childhood trauma, in a lifetime of addiction, an absolute nightmare. I'm going to get to the point of why I'm making this video now. I went through a benzodiazepine taper after 15 years of heavy use. I had moved to Asia, in particular Chiang Mai in Thailand, to try to escape the chaos of my thoughts. But you can't run away from yourself. Chaos followed me and only intensified when I started to take benzos. I started on Valium, 10 milligrams on a morning, but it wasn't long before I was taking 10 milligrams at night too. Even though it's a longer acting benzo, I've come over the years to realize my body processes medication very well. So that means I get tolerance quickly to everything. I generally have to take more and more to get the same effect. The same thing was true with benzos. I was taking up to 60 milligrams a day within a year. I left Chiang Mai. I moved to a place that is widely known around the world as the male adult playground. I had been a DJ since a young age. I'd also worked in bars and nightclubs since a young age. On top of other things, I ran a lot of successful businesses throughout my life. I was a very high functioning addict. I have ADHD quite severely. That gives me the hyper focus, but I never suffer from the burnout. So basically, if I'm interested in something, I will study it and focus on it and learn everything I possibly can to the best of my ability. And I generally never get bored of that topic. I returned to the UK in 2019 and I was already in full-blown tolerance withdrawal. I was taking up to 20 milligrams of lorazepam daily, regularly megadosing and taking unknown amounts. I was also an alcoholic, and for the previous 15 years, I had drunk practically daily. I had alcohol problems from the age of 15 years old due to binge drinking, and that just progressed throughout the decades to where I was fully addicted to benzos and I was a full-blown alcoholic as well as smoking marijuana and taking other drugs. And every night I was just blacked out and gone. I've been into health and fitness also since a very young age. That is the reason why I'm still alive today, because I've always took care of myself whilst at the same time destroying myself with drugs and alcohol. None of our lives are simple. All of our stories are unique to us. The reason I've started to upload these videos online is because I want to show you that there is a way through. You can heal. If you're doing a benzo taper right now, I know it is hell. I've been exactly where you are right now. I spent nearly 2 years trapped on the sofa during derealization and depersonalisation. Reality totally and utterly ceased to exist. As I'm sitting here now, if I was back in 2020, I would have thought everything around me was not real, and I understand the absolute terror you can face. I want you to know that you can get through this. I want you to keep watching this video because I'm only going to be brutally honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to try and tell you that it's going to be an easy experience, because it's not. For many of us, it is absolute hell. It's non-stop terror. But you need to know that you can heal. You can get through this. I've just told you a little bit of my story, but I can honestly say that the tolerance withdrawal and benzo taper I had to go through was the most horrendous thing I've ever went through. So I know the pain you feel. I understand it. I get it. It's been 4 years since I took my last pill. Looking back on hindsight and having studied mental health and addiction to an extreme degree due to my hyperfocus and ADHD, I can honestly tell you what will help, even when you think it's not going to help. What I'm going to say now is going to sound so simple. A lot of people online, they talk about meditation like it's something mystical and transformative. And it is transformative, but what meditation is breathing. And the best thing you can do during your benzo taper is to learn how to just slow your mind down through breath. Take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose so your stomach fills, not into your chest, down into your diaphragm. Hold it there for a little bit, and then a slow breath out. You don't need to count. You don't need to overcomplicate things. People say you need to do it for this amount of seconds, this amount of seconds, this amount of seconds. You don't. You just need to breathe. Tell yourself that the thoughts you're having now, they're not your own. It's your mind trying to make sense of all of the chaos. But it's an impossible thing to do. The chaos is the chaos. It's the drug-induced trauma you're going through, but it will pass. And what you need to do is breathe through it. I always say this: stay away from toxic Facebook groups. I joined them, looked around on them, and all it was self-pity and doubt and pain and misery. And that's not what you need. You need to know that you're going to get through this, because I know you will. I got through it and I'm not special. Hindsight and lots of research has allowed me to figure out what truly does work. So I want you to breathe when it all becomes too much. And I want you to try to practice self-care the best you can. If you can get outside for a walk, I spent my full taper trapped in the home. Now, if it's nice weather, I am outside walking. Even with my arthritis and my back issues, I'm outside walking. I'm just terrible at making videos while I'm walking and videoing and talking. It's not something I'm very natural at, but I do try, and I am going to try and get better for you, because I know where you are now and I want you to heal. I truly do want you to heal, and I know you will, because I'm going to keep uploading videos. They're going to be about lots of different subjects, but I am passionate about benzo recovery because that drug is evil. I want you to know that you get through today the best you can, and that's what you do every single day. You don't think about next week. You don't think about next year. You don't think about the next hour. You think about now, and you breathe through the pain you're in. Try to get outside. I know I've said this. Also, very importantly, make sure you keep yourself hydrated. You need to make sure you're properly hydrated so you're giving your body the best chance. Don't eat junk food. I know it's a cliche, but don't eat junk food, because if you're feeding your body poison, it will affect your mind. Try to eat things like eggs, cheese, blueberries, avocado, sardines, mackerel. All of these things you can buy from Aldi. I love Aldi. If you can't buy it in Aldi, you don't need to eat it. except for my sauerkraut, which I get from Tesco. But sauerkraut, that is another great food. Sorry, eat sauerkraut or any type of fermented food. It's great for your stomach, it's great for your biodome, and that's where most of your serotonin is made, and that will help you too. There's so many different things you can do, but I don't want to make this video too long. So I will be uploading more videos for you. And if you've stayed this far, thank you, because you're who I made this video for. You're the person I'm trying to reach. And I want you to know you keep fighting every day and you never stop, you never give up.